Matt Rhule, coach of the Panthers, for now. He says the Panthers aren't necessarily locked into a quarterback with the 6th overall pick. I mean, that's smart because you don't want whoever is drafting after you to know you're locked into a quarterback, and then they better jump ahead of you to get the quarterback that you may be trying to get. He says they're evaluating everything that they have by way of quarterbacks and trades and free agents, et cetera. And we've talked about this. They've been kissing frogs, and I think they're done with kissing frogs. You can't, hey, let's get Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe he'll become a franchise quarterback. Oh, no, he didn't. Let's get Sam Darnold. Maybe he'll become a franchise quarterback. Oh, no, he didn't. Let's get Cam Newton. He used to be a franchise quarterback. Maybe he'll become one again. Oh, no, he didn't. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo. No, we already know. Like, at some point, the guy is who he is. You're not going to make him into someone who he isn't. And I don't know why David Tepper thought that if we just do something differently, a guy who hit a ceiling elsewhere is going to bust through it here. But I think they've understood now that's not the way that we're going to find the quarterback that we want for the next 10 years.
No, I mean, no. And listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I was one of those that thought Sam Darnold would work. So, I mean, again, David Tepper, we look at it. But as a guy, I looked at the Sam Darnold situation and went, well, the Jets, they've been so bad. The guy does got some talent. I think maybe that could work. I really thought that had some, potential. Obviously, it did not work. And now, you're in danger. You can't do the Jimmy Garoppolo thing, I think, because of what you just talked about. You got to stop doing the, retreads or, wait, this team didn't want him, but we'll take him and make him better. That doesn't make sense. Pick number 6. They're going to be sitting there pretty, with looks like just being able to take whatever quarterback they want. But will they do it? That's the big thing too, Mike. The Panthers, to me, are one of the intriguing teams. Yes, there's a quarterback need, but yes, it's not a class that blows everybody out of the water. And yes, this might be Matt Rhule's last year, like we talked about last week. And do you want to let him do the evaluation and pick the quarterback if you're not sure he's going to be here after next year? So there's a few things at play here with Carolina when you talk about quarterback, and I'll be interested to kind of see where this all goes as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, ask Matt Nagy if we're talking about Matt.
Yeah,
ask Matt Nagy how it goes. You draft that quarterback, and look, it was a mess for the Bears last year. They gave up this year's first-round pick. They bring in Justin Fields, and I saw somebody from the Chicago Beat suggesting that if Fields, doesn't really do well this year, he may not be the long-term answer. That's why you don't let a GM and a head coach who have any chance of entering the last year of their tenure trade up and get a quarterback. Because if the next regime comes in and says, we don't really like this guy, you're setting your team back.
Yeah,
you're wasting your
risky.
picks.
Yeah.
Darren Gant tweets that Matt Rhule says the NFL has a tendency to rush rookie quarterbacks, but it's important to think long-term about the development. Yes. And yes, quarterbacks do get rushed. Yes, first-round quarterbacks do. You better be ready to put that guy on the field unless you got a pretty good quarterback who can play until the guy's ready. The NFL is a one-year-at-a-time proposition now. Every season is unique, and there's pressure on every team to be competitive every year. And the way things have gone in recent years, more rookies are ready to play than not. So if you're going to use a top 10 pick on a quarterback, you better think he's ready to play. And I know that there are exceptions.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes was one of them. But for the most part, I look at it this way. You're talking about a top 10 pick. If you're not going to use it on a quarterback who's ready to play, use it on someone else who's ready to play. Get the most out of that rookie contract. Get the difference maker who's going to be on the field week 1 helping you win football games. If you want a project, don't make it a top 10 pick. I hear you. That's kind of the loose dividing line.
Yeah, no, I adhere to that a little bit. I know what you're saying. Yes, we do tend to rush it, but like you said, but right now, quarterbacks are as ready as ever to come into the NFL to play. I mean, we've discussed this a lot. Between growing up, 7-on-7, high schools are throwing more, all these camps, everybody's got a quarterback coach. The kids are ready to throw and play in the NFL. It's not pretty. I'm still one that'll sit here and tell you I'm a believer in get them out there right away. Let them take their lumps. Let them get used to the game. Now, what's also interesting with Carolina too is, we're in a quarterback draft class where, yes, I think Matt Corral's the best one. I think he can play in any system because of his skill set or whatever. But there's still some, hey, you'd like to see him play more and get a little bit better in these areas. It'd be a little bit of I could see it being a little bit of a bumpy road for a guy adjusting to the NFL and getting used to what it takes there. Is that the guy Carolina wants to go down with here? Matt Rhule and company, it might be their last year. That's where I look at it for them. To your point, Mike, where I look at Corral and Willis, who have, I think, a much higher ceiling than Kenny Pickett, but Pickett's the guy that's ready, but he doesn't have the wow skill set. And that's where it's another little wrinkle or interesting thing about this, where, yeah, you could take him at 6 and go, okay, he's ready to play, but I think there's a very real possibility that 2 or 3 years down the road from now, we're going, hey, yeah, Kenny Pickett's ready to play, and he was the most schooled and NFL ready. But these two are superstars, are about to break out and be superstars. And that's, I think, got to play into this dynamic here a little bit too for Carolina, or these teams looking to quarterback in the top 10.
Meanwhile, Matt Rhule also said that he believes Sam Darnold will take a huge step this year, and that new offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo will be a big part of it. They're gonna kiss the frog again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're kissing the frog
once.
OC. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was having the same thought. It's like another guy where it's like, well, we're not sure. It didn't work out the first time, but we're just hopeful it'll be better this time. I don't know.
Now,
yeah.
There is a chance that that's all bullcrap, as Pete points out. Matt Rhule told us to our faces 2 years ago, I can't wait to coach Cam Newton, while they were actively trying to trade him. And, he did get a chance to coach Cam Newton. It just was a year and a half later, and not the way that he meant it when he said it. So that may just be puffery. See, this is the problem, and I understand that with so many media obligations and so many different reporters and the teams having their own media outlets, there's a compulsion for coaches to speak, but you really do have to be careful what you say. And when you start talking too openly about what your plans are in the draft, you really are risking getting jumped by someone. I mean, that is part of the cloak and dagger of the draft. You don't want anyone to know what you're going to do. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to say the guy you got was the guy you wanted all along.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that more teams don't keep the cards close to the vest, find a way to say something that ultimately says nothing. Nick Saban is the master of this. Go back and read his transcripts. He always seems like he's saying something because of the way he says it.
Yeah.
When you go look at what he actually said, it's like, that son of a bitch didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I just said something. They didn't say anything.
You did. You said something for sure. And but no, you're right. He gives you a great comment that kind of encompasses it all, but doesn't really dive into the specifics of his situation or answering it. He gives you a banner statement, and you go, "Oh, that was a cool way to say it." And I've never heard someone package it that way. But you're right; he never really gives you any details behind it. There's something to be said about that. This Matt Rhule, Ben McAdoo, Sam Darnold situation. Going to be very interesting. I know, we all look at it and go, wait, Jimmy Garoppolo, hey, maybe they get desperate and go there. But I mean, again, you listen to people around the NFL last year. I think the 49ers had interest in Sam Darnold. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that would look at it and go, no, Sam Darnold's got more physical ability than Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, everything about him. So maybe that's where they just go, hey, maybe it was a bad situation for Sam Darnold. Listen, they couldn't run the ball that well. They didn't have a great O-line last year. And Joe Brady was not ready for the NFL yet. That's the other thing, too, to at least defend Sam Darnold a little bit. You heard me say, I think by about week 5 last year, or week 6, I started going, man, I see this. I've seen this play 7 times, and we're in the second quarter. I've seen this formation and this run, every week. It became a little too predictable that way, too, to where it didn't give Sam Darnold much of a fighting chance either. So maybe Ben McAdoo can help that situation out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.